How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Boy, we've got a banger for you this week. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more freaky content. Just like this. Filmed somewhere in Serbia, this TikTok video from Paranormal No proves that you don't have to see something to be terrified of what's lurking in the dark. In this footage, the sounds are all you need to be scared out of your wits. The footage was shot from a high window in the dark of night. The area being filmed could be an alley or small courtyard. However, the details of the space are less important than the terrifying sounds coming from deep within the shadows. As the camera rolls, the night air is filled with the chilling sounds of blood-curdling screams. The person or creature whose shrieks brought our cameraman to the window can't be seen, adding to the terrifying mystery. The video's description suggests it could be a ghostly entity or some sort of monster letting out these horrifying noises in the dead of night. Some commenters suggested it could be a banshee, a female spirit known for its mournful wails that often warn of an impending death. The screams heard in this video certainly fit the common descriptions of a keening banshee. While the screams sound far too guttural and horrifying to be entirely human, some viewers believe that the video depicts a person in distress rather than something paranormal. If this is the case, something truly awful would have to be happening in the darkness to cause an ordinary human to let out such shrieks. Human or paranormal, this footage is terrifying. Tigers are admired by many around the globe for their impressive size, fierce roar, and undeniable strength. Most have only ever seen a tiger in the zoo. However, for those who have actually managed to encounter one of these majestic beasts in the wild, the experience can be downright terrifying. Take a look. In this video, uploaded to TikTok by WorldHancy22, we see a view from the back of a motorcycle as it travels along a jungle road. The uneasiness is immediately evident in the biker's voice, as a large tiger suddenly bounds towards them. The beast comes out from the jungle racing towards the motorcycle, which continues to speed away. The tiger then runs onto the road, coming just meters from the motorbike and its passengers. Luckily, the vehicle is fast enough to outrun the animal, which soon gives up its chase and retreats back into the jungle. While the two motorcycle riders should consider themselves extremely lucky to have not suffered serious harm, they now have an amazing story to tell, and if no one believes them, they also have this remarkable footage to back it up. As kids, most of us had a fear of something creepy hiding under our beds at some point or another. Perhaps it was the boogeyman or a sinister clown. As we grew older, we understood that this was just another childish fear that we would grow out of. Or is it? For TikTok user Josh Dean 0222, this nightmare was anything but a silly youthful fantasy. In fact, it looks to have become a reality for his young daughter. In the video, we see camera footage of the TikTok user's daughter's bedroom. A child's musical tune is playing in the background. His daughter lies on her bed. She pokes her head over the edge to look underneath. His daughter slowly climbs off her bed and onto the floor. She crawls her way to the front of the bed, turning her head to look underneath the mattress. And what happens next will surely give you the chills. Take a look. As you can see, her body slowly goes under the bed, as if being pulled by something underneath. We then hear the child begin to wail. Her cries become more distressed as her body goes underneath until it completely disappears. The TikTok user explained that his wife believes their daughter simply crawled under the bed, though he's certain that she was pulled by something or someone. The way her body seems to slowly slide under the bed is clearly suggestive of a pulling motion, and the fact that she screams "Mummy" is extremely eerie and suspicious. The uploader later confirmed that they ran into the child's room to see what had happened. They found their daughter under the bed safe, but frightened. So could this video be a case of our worst childhood nightmare come true? At night, most of us are sleeping, not expecting anything or anyone to disrupt our homes. At least that's what we hope for. Unfortunately, TikTok user Chase the Bass had the opposite experience when something on the ghostly side decided to make an appearance, as caught on video. In the TikTok clip, we see security camera footage of the inside of a home, presumably in a living room with a view of the kitchen in the background. A few moments after the clip begins, something inexplicable happens. Take a look. As you can see, the light suddenly flickers on and off in the background. Just after this, a ghostly figure walks from the right side of the screen and seems to disappear as it reaches the center of frame. The ghostly figure clearly resembles a human in its shape and stride. The fact that the entity enters the room just after the flicker of the light is certainly uncanny, leaving many to suspect that the two events are related. At the same time, it could just be a person walking into the kitchen, and perhaps the lighting caused the home security cam to glitch a little. So is this just a glitch, or a genuine ghost sighting? Give the clip another look and tell us what you think down in the comments section. One unlucky TikTok video creator, Kraken Jack, has captured something on camera that will surely make you squirm. In the brief clip, we see the tap head of a bathroom sink. Clearly a nightmare is unfolding. Let's take a look. As you can see, dangling from the sink is what seems to be a thin brown worm soaked in water. The camera operator holds a napkin and places it near the worm, which quickly pulls itself into the head of the tap and disappears. At first glance, the worm just looks like a piece of hair, but its rapid movement definitely makes it suspicious. Commenters were quick to point out the similarities to the larval Demogorgon in Stranger Things. Some thought perhaps it was actually the leg of a spider sitting just inside the tap. The irksome pest was later identified to be a drain worm, which are the larvae of a drain fly. These slippery suckers tend to hide in moist areas of the home. Spotting one often hints at a much larger infestation somewhere in the house. Imagine one of these bad boys fell into your drink without you knowing. Are young children more sensitive to the spirit world? Many parents and paranormal experts believe that they are, and it seems this video from the YouTube channel Rhea and Shay's Fun may provide evidence for this theory. The video shows a mum chatting with her young daughter. The toddler's playing casually on the floor, while her mother questions her about a visitor that's apparently been interrupting her fun time.
Where's the man? Where?
Man.
Show Mama where's the man.
The toddler claims that a man regularly watches her from the stairs.
Nobody there.
Point.
Is he on the stairs?
Yes.
Is he standing there?
Yes.
Where?
According to the video's description, sometimes the girl is quite scared of the man, refusing to go near the area. In the video, the girl points to the stairs, claiming that the man's there now. However, the camera shows that no one's visible standing there.
Is he standing there?
Yes.
Where?
Some attribute these childhood ghost sightings to an overactive imagination. It certainly isn't uncommon for young children to have imaginary friends. However, this does raise a rather eerie question. Can children really see ghosts? Some parents believe that they can. They see the very real fear that their children have for their invisible visitors, making them more inclined to believe that something paranormal is in fact nearby. With more and more stories coming out about children supposedly seeing spirits, it seems likely this could be a very real possibility. To any parents watching this video, I'll throw this question out to you. What do you think? Are children more susceptible to the paranormal? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Is he standing there?
Yes.
Where?
Most people probably have an idea of how they think they would react if they were to come face to face with a ghost. While many may see themselves acting brave in such a situation, the truth is that most would probably run in fear. In this video shared to YouTube by Maduka Narote, we get to see what a genuine reaction to something supernatural might look like. The footage, which appears to have been captured on a security camera, shows a room with a desk and 2 chairs opposite it. A man sits behind the desk using his phone as 2 other men enter the room from the front door. The 3 of the men begin to speak before one of the men leaves. The 2 remaining men continue to talk for several more seconds until something eerie is captured on camera. Take a look. Startled, the pair look at the chairs. However, they soon resume talking. Suddenly, the chairs move once again. This time, they're lifted into the air with enough force to slam into the door. Scared, the men scatter. One runs through the front door while the other opens a side entrance and flees into the darkness. Understandably, this video's been met with mixed opinions. Some feel that the clip's been staged, noting what appears to be some overacting. However, others in the comments section think it's actually a genuine response. Imagine how you might react to the same situation. Running for the nearest exit certainly seems like a logical thing to do given the circumstances. Imagine waking up to a security camera notification and seeing what appears to be a ghost of a young girl wandering your property alone in the dark. That's exactly what happened to Texas man Robin Searcy in 2020. Take a look at what was captured by his home security system. In both pictures, we can see a girl who appears to be wearing a long robe. After reviewing the creepy camera footage, Searcy also discovered that a gate on his property that he had always kept closed was now mysteriously ajar. Neither Searcy nor his neighbours were able to recognise the person, leading to initial reports that the figure could have been a ghost. While speculation continued over the mysterious figure's identity, it was soon learnt that the ghost girl was actually a woman, who had crashed her car nearby and was wandering onto Cersei's property looking for help. Fortunately, she managed to make it home safely, but not before being snapped by Cersei's security camera. While this story has a happy ending, we certainly can't blame Cersei for getting spooked. Though the figure didn't turn out to be a real ghost, even the sight of a woman in a robe wandering through the darkness is still enough to freak most people out. Exploring allegedly haunted houses can lead to incredible discoveries as well as terrifying events. YouTuber Edzi Villanueva got a taste of the paranormal when he decided to explore a haunted house in Saudi Arabia, experiencing spooky events that would leave most people fleeing the scene. In the YouTube video, we first see a shot of a man looking into the camera, somewhat scared. The man turns the camera around so we can see the entrance to the house. The YouTuber slowly enters the house, moving the camera around for viewers to see. The house looks fairly empty and dark. After exploring a little more, we can hear the man panic. What he spots is certainly unsettling. Take a look. If we watch it again, we can see the cupboard doors opening and closing repeatedly. There doesn't seem to be any string attached or anyone manipulating the doors. A few seconds later, the doors stop moving and the man walks towards them. He inspects the cupboards in the room, but nothing seems amiss. Approximately 15 seconds later, as the man walks out of the room, we suddenly see another chilling occurrence. The door slams shut right next to him. The door opens again, shutting loudly once more as the man backs away. Some kind of loud rattling noise can be heard in the background. The man then approaches the door to investigate. There doesn't appear to be any explanation for its slamming shut. And soon afterwards, the video abruptly ends. Venturing into haunted houses definitely comes with its own set of risks. While what this YouTuber experienced was certainly petrifying, it's fortunate that he didn't come across any serious harm. Still, it's hard to explain just what caused the strange occurrences in this house. Perhaps this adventure can only be explained by the supernatural. Some strange sightings posted to the internet are just plain hard to explain. This could be due to a mysterious being having an ambiguous shape, moving rapidly, or having no suggestion as to what it could be at all. This is the case for one video uploaded by Warmonger on YouTube. In the brief clip, we see a view outside of a car at nighttime. What happens next may just give you the chills. Take a look. We can see a small white figure running on all fours in front of the car and into the darkness, disappearing from sight. There have been many suggestions as to what this so-called creature might be. Many viewers thought the creature could actually just be a person who was drunk or under the influence of drugs running on all fours. Others were more inclined to believe it was some type of animal, perhaps a monkey or a large cat. The YouTube user who uploaded the video explained that this so-called creature had made strange sounds before emerging. There have been no explanations as to what this figure could be, so until further information comes to hand, this bizarre sighting will have to be chalked up as a mystery. Uploaded to YouTube by Sriram K, the video shows a group of men driving down a dark road in Yacord, India. There are no street lights illuminating their way, so we can only see what's lit up by the car's headlights. There, by the side of the road, in what appears to be a makeshift shelter, sits a figure dressed completely in white. For the majority of the footage, the figure remains eerily still, staring at the ground in front of them. The men in the car watch in fear, attempting to determine what the person's doing. They flash their lights on and off, attempting to get their attention, but to no avail. Several seconds pass, then suddenly the person stands up, spooking the men in the car. The video then abruptly ends before we get to find out what happens. Viewers' opinions on this video remain divided, and it's easy to see why. Some believe the video does indeed show a ghost, while others think it's more likely to be a person just wrapped in a white shroud. Either way, it's still an unsettling clip. So what do you think this video's captured? Is it simply just an ordinary person dressed in a white robe hoping to scare some innocent passers-by? Or is it something a little more sinister? Watch the footage again and judge for yourself. Who knows what lurks deep in the unexplored forests that surround our cities and towns? In this footage, a man exploring on horseback gets the surprise of a lifetime when a bizarre creature begins to menace him. The footage provides a blurry shot of a clearing in the forest. The clearing is bright with sunlight, but the day is far from peaceful. The man holding the camera seems to have spotted a strange humanoid creature yelling in an unknown language. It's hard to see the creature clearly, but it's definitely smaller than a typical human. The majority of its body is dark except for the face, as if it's wearing a dark cloak. It holds a long stick in one hand, shaking it at the man. The footage was allegedly filmed in Russia, leading some to believe that this is a being from Slavic folklore known as Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is a diminutive, ugly old witch who lives in the forest in a hut made of bones. According to the myths, she rides on a broomstick to kidnap children, using the broom to sweep away her tracks. Back in the forest, she eats the children and adds their bones to the hut's grim decor. However, some legends assert that Baba Yaga isn't bad at all, but a wise old woman who will answer questions for those who find her. However, the aggressive behaviour of the being in this video suggests that the more sinister version of the legend may be the more accurate one. Paranormal figures are already creepy enough on their own, but their creep factor goes up by 100 when we spot them following other people. In a video uploaded by ThinkerTK on TikTok, we get to see this situation in action. The video shows a busy street filled with many people walking by. It's a short clip, but see if you can see anything odd. If you watch it again in slow motion, just next to the woman holding two bags in her right hand, a strange transparent figure can be seen following closely behind. The woman and the individuals near her seem to be oblivious to the potential ghostly figure behind her. It doesn't seem that any obvious harm came to the woman, so some viewers think this may have been a spirit that has some kind of attachment to the woman. Unfortunately, without further information, we may never know the truth about this mysterious clip. Paranormal activity often seems to involve a variety of instances. Unexplained movements, sounds, or even mysterious figures are all common signs. Unfortunately for Cody, a friend of the YouTuber Other Studios, he seems to have experienced all three at once. The uploader explains that their friend was home alone when he started to notice a series of strange happenings. The lights began to flicker, and there were creepy, unexplainable sounds. He decided to grab his camera and attempt to record his experience. In the footage, we see a fire alarm go off, as well as a flickering light in the fridge. The uploader mentions that up until this point, their friend Cody thought it might have just been a poor power connection. That is until the bathroom faucet started to run all on its own. Hearing a strange noise in the kitchen, Cody quickly returns to check it out. There he discovers that two chairs seem to have moved all on their own. Now scared, Cody briefly leaves the house. However, he soon sums up the courage to continue his investigation and decides to head back inside. Somehow all the cabinet doors in the kitchen are now completely open.
Nope.
The uploader then explains that later that evening Cody decided to rewatch the footage in an effort to spot anything that he might have missed. Shockingly, as he re-enters the house, there appears to be a head peeping out from the top right-hand corner of one of the doors in the hallway. The head seems to be staring directly towards the camera, eerily watching Cody from above. Here's a high-definition still taken from the footage. While some viewers remain skeptical about this clip, it certainly does have all the classic signs of paranormal activity. Unfortunately, many of these things can easily be faked with a piece of string or by another person hidden off camera. However, the fact that the video appears to have captured the face of an eerie figure watching from the doorway does lend credibility to the footage. But what do you think? Is this a case of real paranormal activity, or is there another way to explain these mysterious goings-on? As always, we'll throw it out to you, the viewer. Generally, going to the local store is a rather mundane task. However, not so for this man, who found himself the unwitting star of a very mysterious video. Let's take a look.
Weirdest thing.
Oh my god, what is that?
It's just blowing, I don't know.
Oh my god.
The footage, which appears to have been taken from a security camera, shows the man standing in an aisle. He takes a product off the shelf and begins examining it. Suddenly, a box from the shelf behind him floats forward, appearing to hover in mid-air.
Weirdest thing.
Oh my god, what is that?
A few seconds later, another box flies off the rack in front of the man and onto the floor.
What is that?
It's just blowing, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Surprised, the man bends down to pick it up just as the floating object also falls to the floor.
Oh my god, that looks like a poltergeist or something like that. You know, the thing.
Startled voices, presumably those of employees watching the footage, can be heard in the background, with one suggesting that it could be the work of a poltergeist.
Oh my god, that looks like a poltergeist or something like that. You know, the thing, when they hear about things like flying. Oh my god, I don't like that.
The way the first box appears to slide off the shelf and hang in mid-air without any support certainly seems within the realm of the supernatural. And with no other people standing nearby, it seems difficult to explain the situation any other way. If it turns out that this video does indeed show a poltergeist, then the man may have been incredibly lucky. After all, it seemingly chose only to manipulate the items on the shelf while leaving the unaware shopper to continue about his day.
妈咪呢？但绕
Oh my god. Oh my god, that looks like a poltergeist or something like that.
Children's laughter and play are usually a cause for admiration, not a cause for fear or concern. In elkakui.tv's TikTok video, viewers witnessed the latter, when one young child seems to play with a figure that simply isn't there. Viewers first see a young child playing with a ball on the floor of a living room. What happens next is cause for alarm. Watch. If we watch it again, the child stands up and begins to back away from the ball. All of a sudden, the ball is pushed forward by an invisible force. The child goes back on the ground to catch the ball. She then pushes the toy forward. The ball rolls forward before abruptly stopping, again apparently by a presence that just isn't there. Viewers can see that there's no other person in the living room with the girl, so the creepy movement of the ball can't be explained by another human. Some commenters suggested the uploader looked to prayer and religion for guidance through this mysterious happening. Others suggested the house should go on sale immediately. One wily-eyed viewer said the clip was actually in reverse, which is a plausible explanation, considering the strange movement of the ball at the very end of the clip. So is this a glimpse at a playful spirit, or just some clever editing? Let me know your thoughts down below. Most of the time when you're driving down a busy highway, you probably aren't thinking about the possibility that spirits could be lurking nearby. However, if this chilling video is to be believed, then maybe you should take the time to look around a little more closely on your next nighttime drive. On first glance, this video posted to TikTok by MKLogan6 doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. It appears to have been captured on a cell phone camera on a walkway along the side of a busy road. The light is dim, but the walkway is illuminated by a combination of streetlights from above, as well as the headlights from passing cars. If you pay close attention to the area of the walkway where the arrow's pointing, it appears that the camera has caught something rather chilling. Take a look. There's a ghostly looking figure lurking in the shadows. Unfortunately, it never gets close enough to the camera to record any definite features. However, we can see that it appears to be wearing a long white dress and has dark hair covering its face. Sightings of ghostly women in white are common. Folklore tells that a woman in white is the spirit of a woman who died tragically, often in heartbreak, forced to wander the earth mourning whatever it is that she's lost. This raises the possibility that the so-called ghost seen in this video could have met a tragic end along this very roadway. Some more skeptically minded viewers believe that rather than depicting a spirit, this video most likely shows an ordinary woman walking along the roadway. However, the most chilling feature of the figure in the video is that at times it appears to be transparent and seems to vanish when not illuminated by the bright headlights of passing cars. Take another look. So what do you think's been captured in this creepy video? A wandering spirit perhaps? Or is it just a person walking down the roadway illuminated by headlights? Love to hear your take on this one in the comments section below. A creepy figure stalking a group of friends who are on a camping trip sounds like a classic horror cliche. However, if this video uploaded to YouTube by Ruben Mockery is to be believed, then it might be wise to think twice before planning your next outdoors adventure. The clip begins by showing a group of friends chatting around a campfire.
Camp in 2010 with Trevor and Jeremy and Tom.
Suddenly, the camera holder freezes when he notices what appears to be a set of two red glowing eyes watching him from the darkness. Have a look.
Guys, what is that?
I think it's... What's what, Bradley?
Seriously, guys, there's I seriously saw something over there. Tom, did you not see it?
The man begins to panic, but his friends don't seem to believe him.
Dude, whatever, man.
Man, dude, put some more wilderness fire. I am not going to sit here.
That is until one of them shines a light into the forest. Determined to get a better look, the cameraman zooms in, and this time all of the friends are able to see the strange glowing red eyes.
Hey, Tom? Guys?
What? Oh my God.
What is that?
Oh my.
That's it. That's it. Oh my God.
Whatever it is appears to charge at the men. Spooked, the men run to a boat. However, they soon realize that a member of their group is missing.
Where's the keys?
I don't know.
Seen it. Where's Tom at?
Where's Tom? Where's Tom?
Tom!
They call out to their friend, who yells back from a nearby cliff.
Over there.
Come get you, dude!
Tom! Tom!
Guys, I'm over here!
The man decides to leap into the water and begins to swim towards the safety of the boat.
Dude, if you don't jump, it's gonna get you. You have to jump.
Oh my God, stop!
Come on, Tom.
Suddenly, the friends spot the same red eyes once again. This time, they're peering down from the top of the same cliff that their friend had just jumped from.
There it is.
Dude, do you see it? Do you see it?
No, hold on. Dude, if we get this on camera... There it is. That's it.
It's now that we can see the red eyes seem to belong to some sort of human-like figure.
That is...
Dude,
Oh
I
my
think it's about
gosh.
to jump in the water. Are you serious?
Oh my...
The creepy figure also leaps into the water and begins chasing the boat, when suddenly the video abruptly ends.
Oh my goodness. Go! Go! Go!
While many viewers believe that these campers really were chased by some sort of glowing-eyed cryptid, others are not so sure. They suggest that the video could be an elaborate hoax cooked up by the campers themselves. However, if this isn't the case and the footage is indeed real, then I'm sure these friends will never return to this area ever again. Hopefully, they've also warned others of the potential dangers that lurk in the darkness down by the lake.
It's chasing the boat, Tom! Go! Oh my goodness. Go!
In this TikTok video from Little Fads, it seems that one man's found a way to bend the laws of physics. At the beginning of the clip, a man enters a turnstile. As he attempts to push through, he gets caught up as the bar hits into his leg, laughing at his own awkwardness. If you watch closely, however, you'll notice that the end of the bar seems to pass through the man's leg as he attempts to negotiate the turnstile. Although he's already partially passed through the turnstile, he ends up behind the bar, left to try and negotiate the turnstile yet again. Here it is, zoomed in and in slow motion. How could such a thing have happened? Some viewers have suggested some sort of molecular anomaly or perhaps a glitch in the fabric of reality. Others have gone so far as to suggest that the man is some type of hologram. Some keen-eyed viewers, however, believe it's simply a trick of perspective, and the bar lifts in front of his leg before he moves, making it look like it passes through his leg. Unfortunately, without more information, this strange little clip will have to remain a mystery. I'll throw this out to you, the audience. What do you think's going on? Most people visit the library in order to read or study in peace and quiet. In this video, however, there's anything but tranquility. In the footage, which appears to have been taken from a series of internal security cameras, you can see various areas of the library. One in particular picks up something rather unusual. Take a look. The eerie stillness is suddenly interrupted when one of the books at the table appears to levitate in mid-air. The book then opens up as if someone or something is attempting to read it. While there's little information available on this footage, all we can do is speculate about its authenticity. However, the original uploader has circled what appears to be a fan attached to the ceiling in the upper left corner of the video. If you look closely, you can see that it seems to be switched off, ruling out the possibility of it being somehow responsible for the book's movement. Still, even if the fan was working, it would do little to explain the book's seeming ability to hover in mid-air. Of course, a lot of people have pointed out that it could just be CGI. So what do you think? CGI hoax or genuine floating book? Let me know what you think down below. It's occurred before, instances where people, animals or things have disappeared without explanation. Usually these happenings occur in horror movies or TV shows, but what about when they happen in real life? TikTok user Baden Ima Hababa may have just uploaded proof of this with the following video. In the brief clip, we see the inside of a car. In front of the car is a man riding on a bike. Watch what happens and see if you can come up with your own explanation. If we watch it carefully again, the individual holding the camera shifts the view to the outside of the car, where we can see the rails of a bridge and water underneath. A few seconds later, the camera shifts the view back to the front of the car, where the man riding the bike is no longer there. It's certainly difficult to explain just what may have happened to the mysterious man on the bike. Some think it's just a trick of perspective and the bike has simply drifted out of view. However, the fact they're on a narrow bridge with water underneath doesn't leave much space for hiding. It's possible they steered to the right of frame, but that would mean veering in front of a moving car, something a cyclist isn't likely to do. One suspicious detail about the clip is the sudden ending. If the biker really did vanish, why would you stop filming? Still, many viewers believe something mysterious is afoot in this clip. Some called the rider a ghost, while others speculated that they were abducted by aliens. I'd love to get your take on this mysterious clip in the comments section below. This next video can be best described as potent nightmare fuel. While there's little information on what it actually shows or where it was filmed, it does little to curb its creepiness. Take a look. If we take another look, we can see that the camera operator manages to adjust the camera's focus. They pan up to see the chilling puppet-like figure making its way down the street. The figure's shape resembles a human, but it walks very strangely, moving its arms and legs in an erratic, stunted motion. A few moments later, the eerie figure whips around and appears to stare directly at the camera. Seemingly in a panic, the camera holder briefly lowers the device. However, when he raises it once again, the figure has vanished. While it's certainly possible that this creature is some sort of macabre puppet or even a piece of very clever CGI, its bizarre movements and uneasy gait are certainly difficult to erase from your mind. If this footage is ever proven to be genuine and this creature really does exist, then good luck to anyone who's planning to sleep ever again. On a foggy woodland path in Belfast, Ireland, YouTuber Dave Explores seems to have captured something rather creepy. The footage shows a darkened path in a lush forest at nighttime. The way in front of the explorers is lit up, possibly by a flashlight or even the camera. The air in front of them is filled with fog, making the forest beyond even more difficult to see. The men continue chatting when a subtle flash temporarily brightens the forest.
Isn't it?
One of the men asks the others if they also saw it.
Can any of you guys see this? And it just seems a big... Oh, and it just seems to have disappeared, guys. Did any of you just see that?
Suddenly, they're startled as a pale, ghost-like shape seems to move across the path just in front of them.
No, you can't. Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guys?
Here it is again in slow motion. While this YouTuber is no stranger to the paranormal, this footage is certainly not without its detractors. Some claim that the strange shape is just a trick of the light as it reflects off the mist.
You can't see nothing with the naked eye.
No, you can't. Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guys?
However, it seems that the majority of those who have commented on the video believe that the shape is indeed something supernatural, with one even noting its similarities to a child running through the fog.
Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guys?
The subtlety of this footage has led many to believe that it is in fact genuine, as hoax videos can often include over-the-top effects.
No, you can't. Whoa,
As always, we'll throw this one out to you, the viewer. Do you think there's something supernatural in this video, or is it just our overactive imaginations? Watch the footage one more time and let us know what you think in the comments section below.
You can't. Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guys?
Strange objects or beings flying in the air are, terrifyingly enough, an occurrence that's been reported by countless people worldwide. Sometimes these sightings are simply explained as birds or planes. Occasionally, however, they're also believed to be UFOs flown by aliens. Still, Instagram user Unanswered Universe was not able to find an answer with the clip he shared. In the Instagram video, we see a blue sky with a flying object in the center of frame. The object resembles a small humanoid figure. Here it is, zoomed in and slowed down. Many have explained this sighting as a drone. After all, drones have become more and more common in everyday life. On the other hand, most drones are small, flat, with a noticeable camera. It's this detail that has led many viewers to believe we're witnessing some kind of alien craft or being hovering in the air. They've also theorized that it may be collecting data on Earth and sending it back to some interstellar race. But what do you think? Drone or alien? Duke it out in the comments section below. Surely no parent ever wants to witness something creepy occur around their child. Unfortunately, that seems to be what happened to YouTuber Original Bayless, as he was filming his toddler playing on the floor. In the video, we see a young child sitting in a living room with a mix of toys scattered behind them. The child's father explains that for the last 5 minutes, one of the toys has been moving by itself without explanation.
Yes, I don't know if you can see that, but that thing just keeps moving completely by itself.
It continues to rotate in a circle.
Doing its own thing there. Okay.
At one point, the toy appears to hit a green ball, causing it to roll forwards.
And nothing really around it. It's been doing it for about 5 minutes or so.
The general consensus from viewers is that the toy's movement is certainly creepy. However, some have wondered if the toy itself is motorized and has a rolling head.
Kinda creepy.
So what do you think? Is the uploader just playing funny buggers with us? Or is this genuinely something supernatural caught on film? Love to hear your opinions in the comments section below.
And nothing really around it. It's been doing it for about 5 minutes or so. The green ball just moved.
This video from YouTuber VideoNadix may be yet more evidence of a well-known legend, that of the White Lady. The White Lady is a common figure in ghostly folklore. Typically, she's a woman who's died in a tragic way, often grieving her lost love or her deceased children. Her mournful spirit usually lingers near her place of death, typically appearing in a long white dress, her long hair obscuring her face from those who encounter her. This footage was shot using a car's dashcam as it heads down a lonely road in the middle of the night. Before long, we see something eerie up ahead. Take a look. As you can see, a strange figure is standing in the middle of the road. The driver slows down and swerves around the person. While this could simply be explained as someone odd standing in the middle of the road, perhaps pulling a prank, when we watch the footage again, something more chilling becomes apparent. Take another look. If you watch closely, the figure seems to appear out of thin air. It looks like the car adjusts their high beam, which reveals that the figure appears out of nowhere. It's this chilling detail that has led many to believe that this is a genuine sighting of the Lady in White. Could some tragedy have taken place along this lonely stretch of road? The appearance of the White Lady seems to suggest so. Whenever demonic possession is depicted in horror films, it always seems to be a young woman that is usually taken as a host. During her possession, many petrifying things can happen, such as the girl's body twisting and writhing in unnatural ways, or them speaking in low demonic voices. In these two videos uploaded to YouTube by Ashik Tipu, we see what a very real demonic possession might actually look like. In the first video, a young woman with long dark hair can be seen sitting in the middle of the road at nighttime. The car's headlights shine on the woman, illuminating her figure. Using her arms, she slowly lifts her body upwards. Arching her back, she appears as though she's about to lunge at the car. She then raises herself onto her feet and begins to walk backwards. In the second clip, which is a continuation of the first, we see the woman fasten her pace, forcing the car and its scared passengers to reverse down the road. She then steps into the forest and the footage comes to a sudden end. Combined, these two brief but eerie clips have garnered many millions of views. Understandably, with so much attention comes much scrutiny. Some viewers think that the video could simply be a very scary prank. Others believe that it could indeed show someone in the grips of a demonic possession. However, a lot of people have noted that the woman's behaviour might suggest that she is in need of some help. Unfortunately, for such a popular pair of videos, there's actually very little information available. Both titles mention that the footage was captured in Paida, which could refer to a northern district of Uganda. However, without any other leads, it's difficult to speculate further. If anyone has any more information on these two creepy clips, we'd love to hear about it in the comments section below. Jail cells usually house individuals who have committed crimes. But what about if, instead of human criminals, they house figures of a paranormal variety? One particular video, as uploaded by DM Secret Facts on YouTube, gives viewers a glimpse of this horrifying possibility. We see footage of the inside of a jail cell, which initially seems empty. A couple of seconds after the clip starts, a red circle appears on the screen, showing viewers exactly where the so-called ghost arrives. The entity is nearly transparent with an amorphous shape. It hovers for a few moments before the video cuts to a larger shot of the cell. The strange misty shape is on the right side of the frame this time, floating around the cell. A few moments later, the jail cell door opens and a guard comes into the room. The guard walks up to a spot just below the security camera and looks right into it. The strange mist hovers just behind the man, who continues to stare into the camera. The guard then leaves the cell and the video shows the shape once more with a close-up on its bizarre form. While the mysterious floating mist in this video is very spooky, it's the guard's dark stare into the camera that makes it especially eerie. It can be assumed that the guard was simply checking that the camera was functioning, but even so, it remains disturbing. Look at those dark eyes. Some viewers have speculated that the guard spotted the strange mist on camera and sent someone to see if the camera was functioning properly. As for the so-called ghost, it's hard to give a definitive answer as to what it could be. Some have dubbed it a visiting supernatural being, or perhaps the soul of a former jailmate who had passed away. A cemetery such as the one shown in this video from the YouTube channel DM Secret Facts seems like a logical place for a ghostly encounter. It's thought that many spirits linger near their final resting places, so who knows how many ghosts could be haunting your local graveyard. The clip shows a quiet cemetery filled with bright white tombstones. At first, it's unclear why the camera is focused on a large memorial statue some distance away. Then, as the camera quietly rolls, a ghostly shape peers out from behind the statue. We can see only part of the figure, but it seems ethereal and wispy. It moves as though it's hiding from the camera, curiously peeking out to see what's happening. Judging by the footage, it doesn't seem to be malicious, but rather nervous or inquisitive, perhaps alarmed that it's been spotted. Could this really be a ghost wandering the cemetery? Considering how camera shy it appears to be, it seems that we may never be able to confirm exactly what it is. One of the saddest occurrences in life is the passing of a pet. Some pet owners swear they can still see their pet in passing glimpses. Others get potential video proof of it. TikTok user Max C shared the latter. In the short clip, we see footage of the inside of a house, with text that reads, "He died a year ago." Let's take a look. The camera zooms in where we can see what seems to be a floating dog head staring directly into the camera. Another piece of text reads, "It's almost like he's still here." There are a lot of possibilities to explain what's going on in this clip, including the chance the dog head is just a blown up photo, a mask, or something that was put in during the editing process. Some commenters even claim it's just a real dog that's sticking their head out from behind a curtain. But what if this is a case of the supernatural? Could the spirit of the deceased dog be making one more visit to his master. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. While videos of objects moving around or falling off tables for no obvious reason are certainly scary, when they contain a potential paranormal entity, they become a little more chilling. That may be just what occurs in this clip, uploaded to the YouTube channel DM Secret Facts. In the video, we see what looks to be a kitchen. In the foreground, there's a table and chairs. Suddenly, the ceiling light begins to flicker, illuminating the room with an eerie glow. Several objects fall from the table. And the lamp begins to bend. All is still until a menacing black figure suddenly appears at the table. The figure is only visible for a split second. However, if you pause the footage, you can see it in greater detail. Take a look. Shortly after, the figure reappears, this time in the kitchen. As before, its appearance is brief, and only those with a keen eye are likely to see it. A moment passes, then the door in the background begins to open and close, seemingly all on its own. While the initial movement of the objects on the table is difficult enough to explain, the sudden appearance of the dark, shadowy figure is even weirder. Though it's only visible for a split second, its presence evokes an uneasiness that only adds to an already creepy video. A video that seems to offer more questions than it answers. So what do you think the mysterious figure could be? A ghost, shadow person perhaps, or is it simply a glitch in the film? Let me know what you think in the comments section below.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch some more scary clips, then check out these two links right here. Remember to follow us on all our other socials as well. We're on X, Facebook, and Instagram. There's links in the description box down below there. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.